Hi, this is Mike from thesubstream.com, and this is the Dinner for Schmucks episode of Watch This Instead. It's directed by a guy named Jay Roach, who previous to Dinner for Schmucks directed and made a bunch of money for a bunch of people. The Austin Powers movies, as well as the Meet the Parents movies. Dinner for Schmucks stars Steve Carell and Zach Galifianakis as two of the aforementioned schmucks who were invited to a dinner in their dubious honor. The idea being that rich people invite idiots to dinner and then laugh at them. Rich people, they're so mean. By a character played by Paul Rudd, who is the exact same character that Paul Rudd has played in almost every single other movie that he's been in. The movie's not terrible, but it's certainly not good. It's about as bad as you could possibly imagine it being with such a talented cast. There's a handful of legitimately funny scenes, including the Dinner for Schmucks scene that happens about an hour and a half into the movie for some reason, and itself only lasts for 12 or 15 minutes. But overall, the film is way too long, way too long, almost 2 hours, which is impossibly long for a light comedy movie, and it's that long because it tries to tell this really not interesting story about the straight man in the film, the character played by Paul Rudd, and his relationship with his fiancée, and the relationship is continuously sabotaged by a schmuck played by Steve Carell. Now, Paul Rudd shouldn't be in this film, not him as an actor, but him as a character. His character certainly shouldn't be the hero of the film. He's a boring straight man that gets flustered and frustrated like straight men do, but for some reason he's the center of this film, around which the chaos orbits. And everything that's not that chaos, that's not really good Steve Carell and Zach Galifianakis slapstick, it feels like flab. And it feels like flab because it is flab, because it's boring and pointless and cheeseball, and it feels completely extraneous to the heart of the movie, which is Steve Carell and Zach Galifianakis being funny. Paul Rudd's a talented guy, but he shouldn't be in this film. So what should you watch instead of Dinner for Schmucks? Watch the funniest film ever made, the Blake Edwards and Peter Sellers collaboration that isn't the Pink Panther movies, the classic, brilliantly funny The Party. Peter Sellers plays Bakshi, an idiot Indian actor that's accidentally invited to a swank Hollywood party. Sellers, Bakshi, possesses that perfect, never better than in this film, crystalline, clear idiot's logic. Blake Edwards keeps setting him up in the film, and Sellers keeps knocking them down. We see a box with a dynamite plunger on top of it, and we see Bakshi notice that he's got a loose shoelace. We see Bakshi see the dynamite plunger and then look at his loose shoelace. And we don't need to see the explosion that happens when Bakshi steps on the plunger to tie his shoe. We know it's going to happen because it's got that perfect, crystalline, idiot inevitability that comes from a perfectly constructed joke. And The Party is full of them for almost 2 hours. Steve Carell in Dinner for Schmucks, sometimes in a handful, maybe 3 or 4 scenes in the film, approaches Sellers' level of perfect idiot clarity, but unfortunately Dinner for Schmucks spends way too much time telling a story that nobody's actually interested about a character that's not funny, and I don't know why he's in a comedy movie to begin with. So what should you watch instead of Dinner for Schmucks? Watch The Party instead.